Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the Dominaria leaks. As you have already heard or read about, Dominaria have been leaked via a release note in the Chinese language. A lot of people were in the community were trying to translate this document so that it can be easily read in English, and Wizards of the Coast, to shut down any speculation about the text of these release notes, they have released a press release telling that these release notes are real and they are providing the real translation in English and other languages so that they can shut down any speculation. If you haven't read the release notes, I'm going to leave in the description below a link to the English version of these notes. As I said, today I'm going to talk about the leaks and about the Dominaria set that will be released in a couple of months from now. What we already know some artwork related to Dominaria, where we have Teferi, Karn and Jorah. We have seen a spin down, a 20 dice spin down with the symbol of Dominaria, and the symbol of Dominaria will consist of a crown or a helm, which for the moment we don't know exactly what represents, and this will be used for the common, uncommon, rare and mythic cards. We have seen the artwork of the booster box, and also we have seen the artwork of the boosters. We have Yaya, we have Teferi, we have Karn, and we have a bird soldier, and these will all feature in the Dominaria booster packs. As I said, Wizards of the Coast released some news regarding the pre-release notes that have been leaked. They said this have been done by mistake, it was not intentionally leaked, and therefore, to shut down speculations, they have given us the real translated in English and in other languages. As I said, if you haven't read this release notes, I'm going to leave in the description below a link to the English version. Personally, I don't like spoilers of sets being done months before the release. We have already experienced this with Ixalan, and a lot of players in the community were angry. I was one of those that voiced my opinion of being angry about that leak, and now we have another major leak of a major set for Magic the Gathering. Now that the release notes have been leaked, let's see what the set have for us. First of all, the set will have 269 cards, 20 lands, 101 common, 80 uncommon, 53 rare and 15 mythics. There will be story spotlights, and in this set we will have 4 story spotlights, which, into my opinion, the last card is something that attracts my curiosity. It is called In Bolas Clutches, and that means that Nicol Bolas will be behind the curtains in the story of Dominaria. I don't think that Nicol Bolas will make a presence in this set, but eventually he will be behind the scenes of the story of Dominaria. New mechanic for the set, we have Saga cards. What are Saga cards? Saga cards are new kind of enchantment that each saga tells the story of a key event from the past as it unfolds during each of your turn. Therefore here Wizards of the Coast are playing about the nostalgia of players when they played during the 90s and the 2000s when the sets were based in Dominaria. How an enchantment saga works, we have an example with History of Benalia, 1 and 2 whites. As the saga enters and after your draw step, add a lore counter. Sacrifice after 3. Therefore, you add 1 and you create a white knight with vigilance. You add 2 and you create another white knight. You add 3 and all knights get +2/+1 until end of turn. And then you have to sacrifice it. Something important about the new Dominaria set is that the major theme of the set will be based on legendary permanents. Legendary permanents will be heavily in this set, where most probably a lot of creatures will be legendary, and therefore, as you can see, Wizards of the Coast are pushing a lot for the Commanders format. When you have legendary creatures, it means that these creatures can be your commander. Also, something very important and something very interesting, a particular card, which I believe it will be the most expensive card in this set, and I also believe it will be in Mythic, it is Mox Amber. 0 legendary artifact, you tap it, and it add 1 mana of any color among legendary creatures and planeswalkers you control. Therefore, if you have a legendary creature, you can add 1 mana of the color of that creature. I believe that this card will be the most expensive card in this set and heavily used in Commander's decks. Something also to remember, that now we will have legendary sorceries. Therefore, we will not have only legendary creatures or planeswalkers, we'll have also sorceries that have the legendary type. A new turn will be historic, and therefore there are cards that when you cast a historic spell, you draw a card. What are historic cards? These are artifacts, legendaries, and sagas type cards. Therefore, if you have a planeswalker, that means he's a historic card. Dominaria will have cards that interact with historic spells. A returning keyword, it is Kicker. Kicker, one of the mechanics of the early sets of the 90s, and will be back in Dominaria. A new rule, now you cannot direct damage to target creature or player. Cards will have an errata and therefore they will have any target. Therefore, any target will target creatures, players, and planeswalkers. From Dominaria onwards, any card that says it deals 2/3 damage to any target, it means it can target creature, players, and planeswalker. If it says it targets creature, if it targets a planeswalker, or it targets a player, that means that it targets that particular target. Therefore, a card printed in Dominaria that says deals 3 damage to target player, that damage cannot be directed to a planeswalker. This is a very important rule to remember, that going onwards, target player, target planeswalker, target creatures means target that particular type. You cannot say that a target player and then direct that damage to a planeswalker or vice versa. As I said, in Dominaria there will be cards that can deal 2 damage to target players, and therefore that damage cannot be directed to the planeswalker. Last but not least, the cycle lands in Dominaria. This will be check lands, and it will be based on the same type printed in Ixalan, where a card enters in the battlefield tap unless you control a particular basic land. This would have been leaked in the release notes for Dominaria. I believe Dominaria will be a very good set, a set that will attract new players and also old players that played during the 90s and the 2000s. Stay tuned to this channel for more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering, and leave me a comment below what do you think Dominaria will be for you.